Good morning, everyone. This is a session on recruitment, and we'll try to understand what recruitment is all about. Now, in recruitment, basically, there is a recruiter, which you can see over here, then there is a candidate. There are many candidates actually, so we can say that candidates are from 1 to infinity, and that way, the same is the company. So, there can be various companies from 1 to infinity. Now, what does a sort of a recruiter does? Now, a recruiter is the connecting dot. Okay, it connects the right candidate. Okay, the right candidate towards the right company. Now, the candidates and companies can vary from place to place and from experience to experience. So there can be certain amount of different things or different matching that can happen between the candidate and the company. But what role is of the recruiter here? Right now, the recruiter plays a huge role because it not only acts as an intermediary, but it also acts as a person who connects the dot. Now, for example, a candidate wants to understand about, let's try to understand from the candidate recruiter relationship that how a recruiter can help here. So a recruiter can actually aware the candidate about first of all about candidate himself. So the recruiter will be in a position to tell the candidate whether his experience or his how is it, I mean, is it really good with the market trends, or is it in better than the market trends, or whatever it is. So the recruiter will be in a position to tell the candidate or advise the candidate as to overall how the candidate's quality is and what are the various options in the outside world in terms of the various companies. So a recruiter can advise a candidate as to the various options that are suitable for the candidate, and it can also advise the candidate as to what are the various opportunities and what are the various trends in the market. So that's where a recruiter plays a major role in trying to help the candidate understand how the market is. A recruiter knows generally how the market works, how the HR works, how things work, and that's why we'll be in a better position to guide the candidate. Now let us try to understand how recruiter helps the companies. Now the recruiter also helps and advises the companies. Now suppose the company becomes unrealistic in terms of demands. It becomes huge. It starts acting out of proportion. Suppose let's say the company says that we want a very small budget and we want the best people, which is rationally impossible. So a recruiter comes into picture and says to the company, see, you will not be able to get the right candidate or the right pool of candidate, and you should adjust accordingly. The recruiter also tries to understand the company's demands, the company's work culture and environment, so that in totality it is trying to sort of bridge the gap between the candidate and the company. So that is how a recruiter sort of balances or sort of matches the candidates with the right company. So now let us try to take an example of how it works. So the candidate can have various skill sets. For example, he will have a let's say we are talking about e-commerce domain where I also work with. So basically, let's say the person is doing well in Java, okay, or he's very keen or very good with Java. He has good amount of years of experience. He has good interest. So there are various factors which you have to look in when you are assessing the candidate. You have to look into his interest areas, his years of experience, his companies, and things like that. Now you have to keep this in mind and try to find out the company out of these 1 to n companies where it suits the best. Right now, same way, the company will also have certain demands. It will want for certain exposure, it will want for certain experience. So ultimately the recruiter is sort of a middleman who connects these various factors, which can be, for instance, years of experience, interests, working culture and things like that, with the similar company, and that's how the things become very cordial and harmonious. So the basic point of a recruiter is to act as a middleman, connect the dots, connect the right candidate to the right company. So basically, I'm Shwetank. I am into recruitment for some time, and I also recruit. So if you are interested into this field, or if you are interested in understanding the challenges, or if you are interested in getting placed for that matter as well, you can approach me, and that can be done. But the overall the idea of this channel is to get ahead, to understand various trends in the recruitment industry, to understand where we can simplify our tasks, to understand the difficulties that can be there, to understand the profits or the role of the recruiter in more depth. So thank you as of now. I hope you understood few of the points about recruitment. I'm Shwetank. Thank you for having the patience for going through the video. Take care. Bye bye.